Greetings, I'm Scott Rodell here at the Great River Taoist Center, and in this video we're going to look at how to move from the at attention position into the on guard ready stance. I'm sure everyone who practices Chinese martial arts today has noticed how nearly every single sword form starts with the sword out of the scabbard, often carried on the back of the arm like this, sometimes on the front, or if it's a Chinese saber, of course, it's cradled on the front of the arm. The reason for this is that although we think of these as martial arts today, means of self-cultivation and exercise and things of that nature, during imperial times, these were really thought of as military arts. And what I mean by that is if you were training with arms, training with your sword, you were most likely either a soldier or a bodyguard or maybe a professional caravan guard. And so you had to really be good with the sword. You're really conversant with the weapon. And day to day, your average person did not carry a sword. The only time you armed yourself is if you really knew there was danger coming and really expected trouble. And most men of means, rather than carry their own sword, had bodyguards. So these are professional men at arms. If you were a man at arms and you were on guard duty and expecting trouble, it'd really be great to be in your on guard stance ready to go. However, standing like this all day waiting for the enemy to come for some bandits or whatnot is rather tiring to stand like this. So having my sword out of the scabbard in my hand, though, is a very convenient position for it. I can quickly bring my sword up as I just did. I can bring it up any direction. I can reverse grip if the enemy gets close and has a knife. I can deflect. From there, I can take the sword up and countercut. So this is a really nice sort of half-ready position, very useful and not so tiring. And this is the kind of thing that men at arms would have practiced in addition to things like forms and basic cuts. They didn't just practice forms. They had to practice practical techniques like this so they could move from just maybe half-ready, nonchalant stance like I'm in now to quickly having their sword up, ready to go. Before we take a look at how to step back into this on-guard ready position, let's look at that position itself. Here, I want the tip of the sword right on my throat level. My elbow is at the floating rib level, and there's lots of space between the elbow and my body. The wrist should not go down low, should not reach down to the hip level. A good way to tell if your arm is in the right position is simply make a fist and see if it fits snugly there. If it feels like the knuckles are digging into the under part of your arm, that's too close, it's falling in on you. If it feels a little loose, like it won't fit, that's a little too far out. So I want a nice position right in the middle. Tip of the sword right on the throat level. It's also right on my center line. And there's a straight line between the tip of the sword and my shoulder. I don't want my arm to bend in this way, so my arm is bent. That exposes my arm to a countercut. Remember, the reason you're taking this position is to stay behind your sword when you're facing another Duifang. In this position, I'm ready to deflect, countercut, and really move quickly in response to anything my Duifang does. My sword talisman hand, my sword fingers are going to go right on the pulse. It helps to support the arm and keep it in a nice solid position. I only have a little bit of weight in my front foot, about 10%. I can easily tap it or quickly pull it back. We also want to pay attention to having getaway room with the feet. What I mean by that is I can draw my foot back quickly and easily without having to move it around the other leg. Remember, the front leg and your sword arm are primary targets for your Duifang. If your feet are this way and you pull your feet back quickly, you can bump into yourself this way. In the ready position, make sure you have this getaway room. Always stay behind your sword when you're in a sword fight. Okay, let's have a quick review of those main points. Tip of the sword, lined up with my center at the throat level. Elbow at my floating rib level. Wrist above the hip level. Plenty of space between the elbow and the body, only 10% of my weight forward, so I can easily tap it. My heel is slightly off the ground, eyes and head are up, coccyx hanging down. This is our basic ready stance in Qianfa. Now that we had a look at the details of the ready stance, let's look at how we're going to step back into that position and how we're going to bring the sword up from its position behind your arm into your hands. Remember, you're only going to be doing this, or you would have been doing it historically speaking, if somebody was actually approaching you with malice and you needed to bring your sword into action. So we're going to swing the sword up by the pommel and take it from underneath, rotating it into position. It's very important that you take it from underneath this way. If you think about this, if somebody were approaching me with a weapon and I needed to quickly defend myself, I don't want to swing it up like this. This is incorrect. Here, both hands are facing downward. If the Duifang were to strike my weapon, it could potentially knock it out of my hand. So what I want to do is, as I'm swinging it up by the pommel in my left hand, that hand is, the left is facing down. The right hand then has to come up from underneath and really kind of twist around a little bit so I can scoop it up from underneath. In this way, I have my left hand facing palm down and my right hand facing palm up. So from my ready stance here, I'm swinging it by the pommel, taking it from underneath, and rotating it into position. See how my sword talisman fingers went right where they wanted to be at the pulse. To pick the sword back, I just take my tiger's mouth, this hand position, slide it down here, scoop it up, and swing it back. Okay, so let's look at that a couple times. Swinging from the pommel, taking it from underneath, forming your grip, rotating the sword 180 degrees into position. Of course, here I haven't taken a step back yet. Then take your tiger's mouth, scoop it from underneath, and swing the sword back. It's really rather simple. Swing up, 1, 2, and 1, 2. Let's have one more quick look at the hands from the opposite side before we add on the step back into the ready position. So it's going to be 1, 2. See the straight line between the tip of my sword to my shoulder, eyes looking at the tip. Take your sword talisman, come back up. And one more time. 1, 2. 1, 2. And we're back in ready position. All right, now let's take a look at how we add the step to that. So here, if I'm in the at attention position, toes together, heels an inch apart, eyes and head up, I'm going to step back with my left leg, assuming I'm right-handed, swinging the sword up, 1, 2. And then take my sword talisman hand and swing it back up. You notice I'm going to start the step at the same time I start to swing my sword. So incorrect would be 1, 2, 3, all disjointed. We want everything to happen together at the same time. Remember, if you're thinking of this historically speaking, I'd be bringing my sword up like this if I'm being approached by somebody who really means to do me harm. So I'm bringing my sword up ready to fight. So it's 1, 2. Nice and fluidly, I'm in position, ready to go. Just a little bit of weight in the front, eyes looking straight at my Duifang, sword talisman hand right on the pulse, tip right on the center line. Take the sword, stand back up. And one more time, Tui! And forward. Of course, once you practice this, you can also do it stepping forward to the stepping side in various directions. And we use this position to practice our basic cuts from. So we always want to begin and end in this sort of on guard, ready position. Then it becomes habit, becomes built into your muscle memory, and it's ready to use in free sword play. So one last look at this from the front. Eyes and head are up, toes together, and Tui! You notice my feet have getaway room. My sword's exactly in the right position, tip on the center line, straight line from the tip of my sword to my shoulder. Just a little bit of weight there in front, heel is free off the ground. And up, back where we started. Thanks everyone for watching. I hope you found this video enjoyable and you really found something useful in it as well. If you did, really appreciate a subscription, and if you please hit that bell so you hear about new videos when they come out. Until next time, 再见!